The following is an actual play D&D podcast featuring comedians and improvisers in the great state of Vermont. Welcome to Improvised Weapons. Last time on Improvised Weapons.
Your magic words are hoobastank, not in the hair. Yeah, you guys just made it really complicated. And the hand animates.
Double perception. One.
Sorry, all elves look the same. You take a swing at the sword, and it folds around the edge of your maul. They left you behind. Peck is sitting on you, eating your neck.
You can ignore all that. This is the first episode, so nothing happened last time. There was no last time on. You're crazy. We're moving on. Don't think about it too hard.
Hail and well met, brave adventurers. This is Sam, your friendly neighborhood DM. I thought we'd start off with a little information about the world the game will be taking place in. The planet is Thrayon. We'll be starting on its largest continent, Uthkor. Uthkor is home to humans, elves, gnomes, dwarves, halflings, and dragonborn. Now, the other races all exist, but they have no major cities or settlements on this continent. Close by to Uthkor is the continent of Shadoway, home to the orcs. The orcs largely keep to their own. However, there are several bands that have taken to piracy along the water routes between the two landmasses. There are 8 gods of Thrayon, and here's their story. First, there was a spark. This was the goddess of life, Agia, and she was alone. Agia grew sad in her loneliness, and in her despair became the god of death, Arzum. Agia and Arzum, in an effort to understand each other, gave birth to MacLeod, the god of knowledge. MacLeod tested his limits and ingenuity by creating the god of trickery, Hrul. Hrul sought to fool MacLeod by creating Sin Pelan Teat, the god of war. In an attempt to overthrow Agia and Arzum, Sin Pelan Teat and Hrul together birthed Nicole, the goddess of the tempest. To protect herself from Nicole, Agia created Ig, the goddess of nature. Ig longed for a benevolent companion, not embroiled in the squabbles of her kin, and birthed the god of light, Atim. Atim shone brightly and lit the way for peoples to find their path into the world. Long ago, a group of wizards and sorcerers were involved in an arcane disaster that split the land in the north from shore to shore. A continent-spanning crevasse now sits as a testament to the destructive power of magical hubris. An organization sprang up in the wake of this event, the Order of the Raven's Egg. The ORE trains and polices arcane magic users on Uthkor, requiring that those showing abilities go through their academies and take the oaths of control and restraint before being issued a license to practice magic in public. Though not all believe them to be truly benevolent, their stated goal is to ensure that no such disaster takes place again. We had some technical difficulties while recording, so please excuse the snaps, crackles, and pops. They should only be an issue for these first 2 episodes. With all that out of the way, I think we're ready to get started. Let's hit it and crit it. And we are rolling. Get it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a dice pun. I'm gonna edit that
That's
out.
pretty
It's
good.
fine.
That's pretty good. That was like a 4.
Oh no, keep it.
You
That's
rolled
gonna
a
set the
4.
tone.
I think I'm done.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Sam. I am the DM for this lovely adventure we're about to take you on called Improvised Weapons. Let's go around the table, starting to my left, and get some introductions.
Oh, great. My name's Aaron. I am the DM for this.
What?
I'm
Designated
mimic. As Aaeowyn Orimora. She's a high elf wizard student. She's trying to get her, trying to graduate, trying to get some experiential learning in.
This is like your internship?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's 100% what it is.
I just need the credits to graduate.
Nice.
That's all I need.
I am Fred. I will be playing Cassian von Daemos, a human bard. His motivation is basically to get rich and get famous. He wants to be a famous hero.
He's like 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Get rich or die trying.
He hopes not to die trying.
At least not once, maybe twice.
He hasn't been shot as many times as Freddy.
We hope. I'm John. I'm going to be playing Yarfik Stormhammer, the Dwarven Cleric, who has been seeing visions in his drunken hazes and thinks that everybody else is wrong.
I am Nicole Sisk, and I'll be playing as Olash Mershux, a half-orc barbarian who left her life of fame and fortune as a half-orc model and tambourine player in a very popular orcish band that no one seems to know about. And I just couldn't handle the pressure, and so I left, and also I want to learn how to read.
That's very noble.
Sweet.
That's
That
very
is
noble.
probably going to be the
And
hardest
yet, as a
goal
barbarian,
for
never
anyone
be.
to come about. Great. So, as this is the beginning of our adventure, we got to talk a little bit about how y'all's met each other.
Ah,
So, let's spitball on that. How do you think you all came to be adventuring together?
Huh. Well, I need like some authority figure to sign my to sign my documents, sign my acceptance, or to show that I have done this.
Your
Like, that's my
experiential
sole-
learning
sole-
certificate?
Yeah,
Credit
yeah.
hours.
It's my singular goal.
I feel like out of everyone, that would be me because I'm actually a priest. So somehow
Oh,
that
that
might be
might work.
You're a
good.
disgraced, drunken
I'm not disgraced. I just know that I
You're
know something that everyone else
exiled.
doesn't. Yeah, I'm exiled.
You're like the Alex Jones of your religion.
I was told to go on missionary work for a very long time.
And so you're
My guy's been adventuring for a while, so I think it would be plausible that I might have like recruited some companions at some point to help with an adventure, and we just like stuck around, kept hanging out.
okay. So maybe I like saw part of it was like there's an adventuring guy.
You found like a board somewhere. in,
Board.
like,
He's an
town.
adventurer. I need experiential, practical magic. Sandra Bullock. And he could sign off on
We love
it.
you,
show
Sandra.
him
Until
use
she
my
agrees to
magic.
sponsor us.
You know? I'm in talks with Sandra. So and then I've told him to go like he's gonna sign off once he's seen that I've used my magic in practical ways. But obviously you're never gonna do that kind of thing.
And you guys have been adventuring for a while together at this point, so
still waiting
still
on
waiting for
that
sign.
Signature.
So my guy is pretty into self-aggrandizement and like spreading his rep as an adventurer or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and say he formed a group called the Von Demos Adventuring Syndicate and hired some people. How does that?
VDAS.
Sure.
Vidas.
Are we cool with that? I mean, if you
Yeah.
guys don't want to have.
You really don't sound like a character at this point. If you want
Well,
to be,
I'll
then it's
let
gonna
Well,
you
be.
know
I
when I'm
think
talking in
it's
character.
fair to say that you can start as Vidas, and then as things change, once you have these new folk come on, and if
If we
things
ever wanna
progress,
be-
then maybe you will come across a different name. But you can certainly start under the guise of the Von Demos Adventuring Syndicate.
It's worker owned.
Work for everybody?
It definitely works for us. I guess my guy, the biggest thing about him is that because he can go into temples and they know who he is, but they're kind of like, I don't know if I want to like deal with him. He's basically been out there kind of throwing himself out there to find evil and show that he's worthy of that thing and show that he's right. Mm-hmm. So he's probably been just kind of like going around and knocking heads and trying to, prove that, his way is that way. So he would have found you too because you needed some sort of guy that had good morals, but just in general didn't mind getting his hands dirty. So you would have found me drunk in a tavern somewhere and said, that's the cleric for me.
I also think I might be kind of hitching my wagon to Aaeowyn in hopes that she can teach me to read.
Oh yeah. You always see me with like books and like scrolls. She looks like she's using those things.
Well, I'm going to be showing you tomes of life until
I just like the idea that you're going to see her and she'd be like, she looks smart. She's doing that. What's it called? Reading. Cool. So I think that's pretty succinct. We'll say that you all met in the city of Stoneport, which is sort of on the eastern side of Uthkor, which is the continent that we are starting on. And I think we're ready to get started, guys.
All right.
Cool. So,
More of the pipes here.
from Stoneport, you have set out moving west. You are currently in the town of Stone's Throw, which is several days' travel away, but not too far in the grand
About
scheme
a
of things.
stone's throw from.
Give or take. I wonder how it got its name. Quick question. Does anybody in the party not drink?
I don't think so.
I did once.
Oh, you clearly do. I'm just making sure.
You did once and then continued.
To drink.
Yeah, he's still in that one drink.
Aaeowyn was in a sorority at Wizards.
Yeah, I was the bookish. Yeah.
Okay.
You were that
I
pledge.
am intrigued by the thought of a sober barbarian.
A so barbarian.
That's so barbarian.
Yes, it is. So, you, as I said, you're in the town of Stone's Throw, and you awake one morning somewhat hazily. A little bit of cottonmouth, maybe. You guys
I'm
just
still in the tavern.
feel like you tied one on maybe a little bit too hard, and the reason that you have awakened is because you hear the sounds of an argument. So slowly through that haze, you hear, "Damn it, Kesto, my son is missing!" Then you hear, "I heard you the first time, Finch, and you're getting the same response. I don't have the time or the people to deal with it." Then you hear someone say, "Is there something I can help you with?" And you realize that they're talking to you.
Are we all in the same room, or are we?
Yes, I look around to see what sort of building we're in, if at all.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh, will do. That's a 4.
So
Sad start.
Swipe.
looking around, you're not entirely sure where you are, but you do see that all your companions are there with you.
You can help us with the name of this establishment, my good sir.
Or at least some more ale, please. Little hair to the dog never hurt anybody.
Some ale for the dwarf.
It's about this point that you realize that there are vertical bars in front of you.
Oh! It stands. I still need an ale. I'm not myself until I've had my first one in the morning.
Must be one of those themed pubs.
Do you not understand where you are right now?
Like I said, give me an ale and I'll be right there with you. But right for now, I have no idea what's going on.
Wait. Bars?
Yes, we're in a bar. I need an ale.
Dripping noises?
Again,
We
taps,
may be
yes?
in a prison.
What?
Jail. Gaol. A jail.
I'm forced to reluctantly agree.
That would explain the shoddy service.
Damn it, Kesto, can you stop going back and forth with these idiots? I need help. My son is missing.
We are professional heroes for hire. We're experts at locating missing people, particularly innocents.
Would you say
know,
this son of yours is innocent?
I hadn't thought about this, but that's actually quite a good idea. I could just let you fools out to deal with this, and then I don't have to worry about any of my men or any of his complaining anymore.
Sounds like a win-win.
Also sounds like it's a very easy decision for you.
Why are we here?
Good question.
You don't remember.
Believe it or not.
Would we have asked if we remembered?
It's a bit of a bender.
None of you remember.
Not at all.
Wow. Well, tell you what. Why don't you go help this man, and I'll let you know when you get back.
It seems like you're getting more of the deal than we are, personally. I'd like to list a little bit of information.
Is that to be our only compensation?
Oh no, I'm also confiscating all of the gold that you had on you, and you will not get that
I
back.
said compensation, not confiscation.
Yes, the compensation is that you will get your own belongings
I
back.
wasn't sure if you understood the difference between those two words. All right.
No. He's just doing his job. He's trying to be as good as he can at what he does. Whether he's actually succeeding is a whole different pile of fish. Sorry, that was a burp.
Did you just say that's a whole different pile of fish?
Like I said, I need an ale in the morning or else I'm not myself.
They do things differently in Dwarven country.
You really don't need to insult my people that much.
Nobody needs to insult your people. They do it enough themselves.
Wow.
Wow, that was
Everyone's a little tense this morning. Let's all
That
try
was-
to remember
that was-
we're all same
that was
team,
pretty
same
harsh.
team.
As I've said, get me some alcohol and I won't be as surly.
Can you leave us enough coin to purchase some hair of the dog for our friend here?
No.
That's alright, as long as I get my stuff back, I'll make some on the way.
I'd love to know more about this quest you're sending us on.
Oh, absolutely. Here, I'm just gonna let you out. You can go with Aldo here, and he will tell you all about it, I'm sure, at length.
Where's our equipment? My armor, my shield,
Yeah,
all that stuff I had?
I have to let you out first. I
Yeah,
wasn't gonna
I-
lock you up with all of that stuff.
Oh, I understand that. You're not a stupid person. You're just mildly irritating.
Well,
I don't like you.
Ixnay on the antagonizing gay.
I'm just being upfront with him.
So at this point, he goes up, he lets you out. You get all of your gear back, so you have your weapons, armor, pretty much anything that was in your packs. The only things you don't have is any of your money. Or if you had, like, gems or jewelry that were non-magical items, he has those as well. All incentive to come back. So he lets you out.
Right.
I would ask you one small thing. Hold on to that ring. And don't let it out of your sight.
Well, I'm holding on to all of this stuff.
But I'm serious. I will come back and cut your throat out if you lose it.
Oh, wow.
Would you?
My God.
Remember when I said I
Good
don't like
practice.
you?
Yeah, it's mutual at this point.
Let's just try and move on with this without threatening any more peace officers.
Oh, no threat indeed. Just a promise.
I'd love to see you try.
Well,
I think that was
let's
very
be on.
fun, but I think we should get on our way, talk to the person we need to talk to, right? And maybe start?
Yes.
Great.
So, you guys leave. You find that you were in the guardhouse of the town, and you start walking southward with Aldo at the front of the pack. Aldo's a halfling. He tells you that he's a farmer, that he essentially animals have been disappearing from his farm one at a time at night, usually like with a couple of weeks or so in between each time that it happens, but it's always under the same sort of circumstances. And he initially thought it was just wolves, but then one time he found these small rounded stones in the spot where the animal had been taken, and it looked like the kind of stones that you would use with like a sling. So he was pretty sure that it wasn't wolves, but he couldn't investigate it on his own. And unfortunately, the last time it happened, when he brought the stones home, his son saw them, and his son has dreams of adventuring, but in Aldo's words, he couldn't find his left hand with his right. So unfortunately, he doesn't really think too much of his abilities, and his son ran off with his stuff to go and try and find whatever it was, and that was 2 days ago.
How old is your son?
He's about 13.
So, still a young lad.
And
Oh,
you say
yes, very
he's-
much so.
Did you say he's stupid?
He's, sweet.
Stupid. All right.
You know, most
Let's
sweet
see.
people, though, they're very nice.
He has a different learning style. Let's try to be a bit diplomatic here.
He's a
fellas.
kinesthetic learner. He likes to go out and use his hands. I understand that. I understand it quite well.
Do you know, do you recall anything, or do you know anything about, say, which direction he set off in, or was he following up any kind of leads?
Well, he went down to the fields where the last animal was taken, and he started from there. I can certainly point you in that direction. I would, please find him. I'm not sure if he's lost or worse.
Good sir.
Look, I'll reward you.
Good sir. We will find him, and we will bring him back to you in whatever condition we find him.
Which
Don't
will
you worry.
certainly be alive, because we are excellent at this.
I don't want to make guarantees that we can't make.
I will be happily make that guarantee and stand by it, good sir. Your son is in excellent hands. Fear not.
Well, he's not in our hands yet.
I'd
Please
listen,
stop undercutting me.
I'd listen to VD over here. Let's go and find the boy.
Okay, I appreciate it. Please, just, I'm so worried about him.
You have every right to be. But boys will be boys, and we'll find him. Don't worry.
And I promise I'll put in a good word for you with Algain, the guard, if...
Oh, he doesn't like us at all.
Well, I noticed. That's why I'm going to put in a good word.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Well, the Von Demos Adventuring Syndicate always appreciates a good word. We thrive on our reputation.
You're still trying to find that catchphrase, aren't you?
It'll come one of these days.
It's been a couple of years, you know. We probably, we need to really work on our marketing at this point.
You know what? Any suggestions would be welcome. I don't see you guys contributing a whole lot of ideas.
Hey, I definitely
Tearing
say
down the ones I proposed.
you keep saying that my things I come up with aren't worthwhile, and I keep saying that they're wonderful. I'm the only one giving you ideas.
You keep trying to shoehorn your weird dwarven god into all of them. We're not a religious
She's not
organization.
dwarven. She's a goddess of all. She binds us. She brings us together.
So by this point, you've made it to Aldo's farm. He gives you breakfast.
See, if you read the sign, it says Aldo's Farm.
Thank you.
So he feeds you, he gives you breakfast, he gives you a tankard of ale
Oh.
to shut you up.
Oh, it doesn't shut me up.
He then he brings out this little pouch that has the stones in it, so that you guys can have them and can take a look. And then he points you down the path to the far fields where the animal was taken, and he says, "It's just down this path. It's about a half hour's travel." And then right at the end, you'll find there's sort of a clearing with a lot of trampled grass. That's where the last animal was taken. That's where you should probably start looking.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll be on our way. But can I see those stones, please?
Yes, absolutely. And he gives you the bag.
When I look at them, are they carved in any way, or are they kind of like just regular stones?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. 13.
So looking at them, they don't look carved. They look naturally smooth, probably like from a river or something like that, like a riverbed.
Okay. Okay. So I can't use my stone cutting on it and kind of understand.
So we head for the trampled clearing then.
Yes.
you mentioned.
Trample clearing.
So you travel down the path. Why don't we get some perception checks all around?
9.
11.
9/11?
21.
That one.
Okay.
Gets
So
lost.
Olash the Lost.
walking down the path, Yarfik is the first one to spot it. Soon after, Aaeowyn sees the trampled patch and sort of elbows Cassian and points him towards it, and then Olash steps in cow shit.
Oh,
You gotta watch for the plops.
Fumble.
Look, I'm trying to just right,
Olash,
right
right here.
there.
Oh, yonder! Thank you
Yes.
very much.
So you walk towards it. You find the area. It's a rough circle of flattened grass with about a 5-foot radius or so. It looks like there was a lot of like trampling going on around here, and then there's sort of a pathway of flattened grass that leads away from it towards the fence.
I say we follow this trail.
What is it, Aaeowyn?
It only makes sense to follow the trail. I was going to say the same thing. I feel put on the spot.
You know, we all have our
on
own
your
minds.
thing.
We all have our own minds. Olash, what should we do?
whatever Aaeowyn wants to do.
Alright, I sort of said follow the trail, I guess, then.
Then we're going down the trail, then.
Thank you for backing me up there.
We go down the trail.
Great. So that will require a survival check.
What?
Olash, you're a capable tracker, aren't you? I thought I remembered that somewhere. Maybe
All
not.
that stuff you know about me.
Well,
Well,
you did,
we've been adventuring together for a while.
and you did say when you met us, you've been in the wilds quite a bit.
Survival check. What's the
I
modifier
have been
on
living
that?
in the
It's
wild.
a
Survivor is wisdom.
Survival is wisdom. So I got a 20, not natural.
I've got a 7.
6.
19.
Well, with the combined efforts of Olash and Yarfik, you guys are able to pick up the trail quite easily. You see where that flattened sort of trail of grass leads to the fence post. You can clearly see that there is like tufts of wool stuck in the splinters of the fence as if like a sheep was dragged over it.
Oh, poor sheep.
And then beyond that, there are the telltale signs that you would see for something large being dragged. There's disturbances in the dirt and rocks. There are broken twigs. And you follow this path pretty far. You're sort of several hours into the forest at this point. Let's get an investigation check from you two.
17.
17.
Yeah. So you both notice that you've come upon this sort of relative clearing, and that in the middle of the clearing there is a sheep's leg. So not the whole sheep, just a leg.
Oh, this doesn't look good.
Where's the rest of the sheep?
Sheep.
The rest of the... It looks like it's not here, right? I mean, it's just a leg.
I think we're
What do
all
you
in
mean, where's
agreement that the rest of the sheep is somewhere else.
Right,
certainly.
so...
I believe Olash was just trying to lighten the mood a bit and kind of make a joke.
That was a joke?
Yes, that is what I
yeah,
was doing.
Sure. Okay.
You know,
Great joke.
I don't appreciate you all talking down to me. I'm not an idiot.
No.
I don't think anyone intended to talk down. Just
No.
I just didn't get it. Maybe I don't get barbarian humor.
Get some perception checks real quick.
To perceive more humor.
Wow, I'm rolling for shit. That was a 6 again.
Okay.
17.
Man. 12?
14.
Okay. So as you guys are sort of bickering about the nuances of barbarian humor, Olash, your ears sort of prick up, and you hear... very well acted out. Your ears prick up, and you hear the sort of pitter patter of like soft foot pads You hear a little bit of growling.
Can I tell like what direction it's coming from?
Yes, you can. It's coming from the west of you guys.
Okay.
And just sort of searching at the edge of the forest. The forest isn't particularly dense around here, but you are still under, a fair amount of leaf cover and everything, so it's a little bit dark. Not so much that anybody can't see. But looking between the trees, you see some wolves.
Okay. Hey guys, there's some wolves over there.
Let's roll some initiative, folks.
Will do.
Oh my god, natural 1.
You need a new that should go in dice jail.
I straight up have
Anybody
not rolled above
15 to 20?
I've not rolled above 10 this whole time.
Anybody 11 to 15?
13.
What is the modifier for initiative?
It's dexterity.
Swipe, Aaron, swipe.
No, I know.
Should be the top.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, so no one else was over 10?
13.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said no one else. Anyone 5 to 10?
8.
8.
You guys are
Hey!
If you get a natural 1 on an initiative roll, do you still add your modifier, or do you just take a 1?
You still add your modifier.
then it's a 4.
You can't fail at initiative.
I'm just gonna wait.
I mean, Fred can, but not Cassian.
Hey, I was all over that microphone.
Okay, so now we get to debut some of the cool stuff that I made. Initiative markers.
Ooh. If you can't tell from seeing this, because you're not watching this, Sam is pulling out individually made insignia cards for everyone and putting them in order of initiative.
Yeah,
Some
we'll
really cool
I'll
visuals
take
right
pictures of this stuff and put it on the Facebook page.
So cool.
Very, very cool.
And then
That
outside of
hammer's
that,
taller than my character.
The little picture of the bad
guys
guys, they
also-
look very unhappy.
have your minis.
Oh.
And I gave you the wrong
Yeah.
ones. The minis should be relatively appropriate for your
Where
height.
did we enter into?
So,
Aaron's is an explosion.
that clearing in the
It's just
center where the
disaster.
fallen log is,
Yeah.
the sheep's leg is 4 squares towards me from it.
So the sheep's leg here.
That is not 4. That was 20.
So here.
Yeah, the number 4.
Olash is trying to learn to read. Yarfik's trying to learn to count. Everyone's
He's
got
still
goals.
drunk, guys. It's okay.
Where are we? We're here?
I just put my thing down.
Oh, sorry.
The spot where
If you are around the sheep's leg, you are you are there
Well,
in
I
the center.
didn't see
Hey,
this.
I'm the condescending character here.
I'm I can't belie my true nature.
The Dungeon Master's condescension is infinite.
Okay. They're over here. They're in V formation.
Yes, flying V. They are mighty duck wolves.
Can I make a perception check to see if I see Emilio Estevez?
You cannot. All you can do is call out Emilio. Cool. We ready?
These cultural
Yeah.
references.
Yarfik, you
my
are
character's not
up.
ready 'cause
You guys are all aware that the wolves are there. Olash pointed them out.
Are they moving toward
Welcome.
us, or are they kind of just circling?
They are. Well, they haven't gone yet, so you don't really know.
I am gonna ready my warhammer.
Okay.
And I am going to take an offensive position here, which is about 10 feet away, and just kind of hold my action there until one of them moves.
So offensive. Okay.
They
Olash.
smell as bad as some people I know.
What's this right here?
That is a tree.
That's a tree. Okay.
A green blob with another green blob on top of it.
Yeah, so the green blobs with green blobs on them, they're trees. The green
Great.
blobs without green blobs are bushes. And then the gray blobs are rocks.
Okay.
And then a giant log.
And
Yeah.
is,
Well, that one.
is
Well, that
this-
one's a fallen log versus the other ones,
is
which
this
are.
gray blob with a gray blob a rock stacked on another rock?
Yes, that is. That's like imagine Dwayne Johnson in Baghdad. It's a rock on a rock. You should all be mad at me right now.
That helps. That helps.
That really does help. The visual is
I'm
right
painting. The picture is being painted. Okay.
I know the wolves haven't gone yet, but can we tell if they have noticed us?
They definitely know you're
They
there.
definitely know we're there. Okay. And my speed is 30 feet. How far are these?
So each square is 5 feet.
So I can move this close.
You could move that close and then still do an action, or you could use your action to double your movement.
I'm gonna move that close and draw my great axe.
Cool. Aaeowyn.
I can move 30 feet. I feel like we're holding off right now. Like we're testing the waters. What do I think would happen if I if I cast a little minor illusion and send a little rabbit running over
It was literally just
do it and
I don't think you can move a minor illusion though. So
Oh,
it
can
could
I
be
not?
a rabbit just sitting there like terrified of the wolves.
Distracted. I'm doing it. Okay, I'm gonna move. Boop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, because I have. Yep. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna cast minor illusion, and put a scared little rabbit like right there. Yeah. And it looks like wounded and not gonna be able to run away if it needs to.
But like big doe eyes.
Big doe eyes, real meaty rabbit.
So it's gonna look like one of those creepy goldfish with the giant eyes. Like this is an anime rabbit.
Yeah, no,
Everyone
it's
knows wolves prefer
doe
to eat
eyes.
cute things.
It is the tastiest looking rabbit you've ever seen.
Cool. Next up is the wolves. So let's see if you've tricked. So the wolf that is closest to me is going to start stalking the rabbit.
What's
Nice.
his movement?
Wolves are 40 feet, so it can get right up to it. So it's going to start stalking it. It's going to get right up to it. It's going to try to take a big bite out of it once it realizes it's not moving, and then it's just getting air.
No, it's not. There's no rabbit there.
It's getting air.
You said hair.
No, I said air. Stop being your character.
I'm definitely putting like a commendation in your record for that. That was like real good use.
The other one, so the one closest to you, John, is going to start going that direction towards you and around the tree and stop sort of, right there. But that one is going to get right up in Olash's face.
Bring it, wolf.
Does a 22 hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are attacking us.
Well, not all of them.
Let's not leap to any conclusions.
They could be nice wolves.
So you take 5 points of piercing damage, and you need to roll a strength saving throw.
Yeah, so that's 19.
Okay, so the wolf takes a running leap at you and goes to bite you, and it does get you, but you sort of throw your arm up, so it just gets a big mouthful of forearm and rakes its
Your
teeth.
tambourine arm.
Yeah, your tambourine arm. And that is the end of their turn. So Cassian, you are up.
Okay.
I was holding my attack or anything else until they went. So
Okay.
they just attack somebody. So do I jump that or is it Cassian?
Well, you're not close enough to attack anybody. You can't hold movement. You can only hold an action.
Never mind. Okay.
I am going to. I'm going to move near Aaeowyn. I'm going to move by Aaeowyn, sort of over here, just in case that wolf comes any closer. And then I'm going to use Vicious Mockery on the wolf that's attacking Olash.
Okay.
So I just say some real nasty stuff about fleas and mange, just the kind of stuff that would really
Oh,
get
I want to
under
hear. I want to hear what
Yeah,
he says.
what
do you-
specific?
Well,
hear
it
what he
definitely.
says.
I mean, it definitely hears it because keens have, or wolves rather, have keen hearing.
Okay, sweet.
That's one of their feats. So.
I say your mother had mange and your father was a flea.
Oh, man.
Wow. Ooh.
Shit.
So
Damn.
Man.
The wolf goes.
this, by the way, the spell description specifies that it does not need to understand me for this to work. So
Yeah, it's all about tone.
all right,
Animals
so
get
Vicious
tone.
Mockery is the best spell.
I'm gonna roll for 3 damage.
Is there a saving throw or anything associated with
there's
it?
a wisdom saving throw.
And
against
wolves are the most
disadvantage.
wise animals, so
So they don't get a save for the damage. Oh wait, no, maybe they do.
they have to say, if they save against it, I think they have the damage, I believe.
Well, either way, it needs to make a wisdom saving throw, and I'll tell you what happens.
Okay, wisdom. It made the 17 was the saving throw. So
So DC is 13, so it made it. Let me just see if it still takes damage or if nothing at all happens.
That wolf took a seminar on on self-worth, and it's using what it learned. Don't let your saboteur.
No,
Just
it
made it
makes you
more
feel
angry.
inferior.
how dare you insult my mother? We are a matriarchal society.
We're a pack. I have my brethren
Okay,
around
yeah,
me.
no, if it makes its wisdom throw, nothing happens, so.
So yeah, it just
No damage.
Oh,
shakes it off like Taylor Swift.
yeah.
And we are back up to the top with Yarfik.
I'm going to move up to this wolf, and I am going to take one last, as a bonus action, swig at the last bit of ale in my tankard,
Okay,
and clock it with my warhammer.
go for it.
Does a 13 hit?
13 is its armor class, so yes, it does.
So 4 damage.
Okay. So you run up.
I'm still a little bit drunk.
Is your tankard on like a chain or
Oh,
something,
yeah.
so you can just drop it
Oh, yeah.
and then it swings?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you run up holding your warhammer in one hand and your beer in the other, and you take a swig, just let it go, and then you swing with your
I only
warhammer.
used one hand on that, so that was the D8. I didn't double hand it the versatility
Okay.
anymore. So I was only just finishing and slamming.
You still drop it because it's cool.
Okay.
And then you swing with your warhammer and you clock it right in the ribs. And it does not look happy about that, but it is still up and going. So next up is Olash.
Okay, so I'm gonna attack that wolf as well.
Okay.
So that's D20
That
plus
hits.
my strength. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So 10 damage.
Okay. So you look down at this puny wolf that just bit your arm, and you sort of shake it off from where it had bitten you, and you raise your great axe above your head and swing down, and you cut its head off. Like, it was flagging a little bit from Yarfik hitting it, so he teed it up and you knocked it out of the park. So that wolf is donezo.
Don't fuck with my tambourine arm.
That is the most vicious battle cry I have ever heard.
Don't fuck with my tambourine arm!
Aaeowyn.
Yes. I will cast Firebolt on the wolf that was dumb enough to fall from a rabbit. So,
Cool.
Doing it. So
Doing
roll
it.
a d20 now.
Yes, this is a ranged spell attack.
14. And it says +4 to hit, so I don't add that to that. I know I have my intelligence modifier.
No, you add
And your
the whatever the,
proficiency.
the plus to hit is.
Oh, it's the +4, so 18.
Okay, so you hit
Nice! And then I roll a 1d10 for
damage.
2.
Okay.
You
Plus
just
what?
singe it a little bit.
2 plus what?
Is there anything for that, or just...
don't
Yeah, I
think
believe it's just
spell
1d10
damage ever
for
gets
that one.
Pluses, really.
So for that one, that wolf, like, you essentially catch it just as it's going to bite the air rabbit, and you fire a firebolt. But you're still learning. And you definitely hit it, but you kind of just like get it like right at the base of the tail, so it has that response from like when you like
Most
smack a
flammable
horse.
part of a wolf.
Yes, as everyone knows. So it takes a little damage, and it knows you are there.
Oh, farts. All right.
That's what you're trying to light.
And next up is the wolves. So now that you have singed that wolf a little bit, he is going to beeline straight for you.
Great.
Can I make an opportunity attack as it passes by me?
It's not passing within 5 feet of you.
He went around you.
Wait, straight at me? Doesn't it go through
there.
this square here?
Nope.
And it went. Ooh.
So it went straight this way, and then just straight down this
circled
way, so it's not
around.
within
Okay.
5 feet.
Damn.
It like hook-shotted.
That's okay.
Ka-ching.
And it rolled at... Does a 21 hit your AC?
No.
Really? I think you're lying.
In Aaeowyn's mind, it doesn't,
No, it does.
because you are impervious to all types of harm.
And it does... that is 5 points of piercing damage.
Oh my god.
And then you need to make a strength saving throw.
Oh my god. Okay. 11.
Ooh, just made it.
Cool.
So the wolf beelines for you, leaps up and essentially grabs hold of your leg, gives you a bite on the flank, and you like smack it on the nose and it lets go. Kind of in that similar way to like you punch a shark. And they're
Right.
like, eh.
Same way I'd punch a shark, I would punch a wolf.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you do no damage to it in that, but it lets go of you. You still take some damage, and it definitely messed up your robes a
So I
bit.
took 5 damage.
Correct.
So, but it says I have 6 maximum hit points.
So you're at 1 hit point.
Hey guys, I'm at 1 hit point.
I'll be right over.
Feeling pretty
Next up
crummy.
is Cassian.
Okay, I am going to move over here to flank this wolf, or what? I guess there's not flanking in this anymore. But I move over next to the wolf and attack it with my rapier. Oh, and also, yeah. So I'm gonna attack it with my rapier.
Okay.
So that is a. Oh my god. So 11. So I assume that does not hit.
Do you have no plus to hit?
Well, that is with the plus. I rolled a 6.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh my god.
So that does not hit.
Okay.
You go up beside it and go to take a swing at it, and it just sort of jukes out of the way, like a hockey player.
And let me see here.
You got this one, right? You got the other one. I gotta go take care of Aaeowyn.
As long as Aaeowyn is safe.
She's just trying to get credit, okay?
I need her alive.
Can you make it over to that wolf in one turn?
Nope. I can only move 25 feet around.
Oh shit.
I can get to the wolf. I can't attack the wolf.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and
Actually, I can't attack the wolf. Never mind.
Yeah, no. Alright, that's my turn. Sorry. I'm done.
Okay, back up to the top. Yarfik.
I'm gonna move over as far as I can, and I'm going to throw my hand axe at the wolf.
Okay.
Well, that's very close, and it's between the two of us, so be careful.
I'm within 10 feet of it. It should be fine.
Yeah.
Does an 11 hit?
It does not. So
Ooh.
you run up, just sounding like a cabinet full of pots being shaken because you're in scale mail.
Yeah,
And
And the tankers. Like,
yeah, and the tankard is clanking around. And you take out your hand axe and you give it a throw, and it sails right over its
Oh, I
head.
need more ale.
Olash.
Where did it land?
All right, so I'm
where did it
gonna
land?
move
There-ish.
over and attack this wolf
Okay.
right here. So,
Oh,
Oh,
that
man.
one.
So you go around the tree trunk and you take a swing at the wolf. You go for like a lateral swing, and it definitely dodges out of the way, and then your axe lodges in the tree. And it will take an action to dislodge it next
Okay.
turn.
You got this. You're fine.
Aaeowyn.
I'm gonna run away.
So that will incur an attack of
Oh, it will?
opportunity.
Oh, great. Then I won't do that.
Won't do that.
I won't do that. Because it'll kill me.
It won't kill you. It'll just knock you down.
No, it'll kill me. What do I even want to do? Does Firebolt work up close?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt! Firebolt! Take this, wolf!
Oh god.
Oh, man.
We're just rolling terrible today.
Yeah, I am. And then I add 4 to 9. I know that doesn't hit, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
It does not. So you you're aware of how hurt you are right now, and you fumble to make an attack. But you aren't really looking where you're stepping, and you sort of step on a rock, and your hand goes up and wide, and you shoot a firebolt directly through the tree branches. It's powerful enough that it singes the tree branches almost like a lightsaber, so it doesn't set them on fire. It just burns a hole through them.
Skylight.
That's a pretty good one.
That would have been great if it hit a wolf.
Yeah. Next up is the bad guys. And the wolf is still focused on you, Aaeowyn. It rolls a 10 to hit.
My armor class is 11.
So the wolf goes to try and bite at you again, but it does it at the exact same moment that you trip on that rock. And you are not where it thought you were anymore. So
That damn rock.
So it, once again, as with the rabbit, gets a mouthful of air.
Nice.
Next up, Cassian.
How's air taste?
Okay. I am going to. Okay, I'm gonna hit Aaeowyn with heroism.
Oh, great.
Sorry, that's a good thing, and hit in a good way. I'm gonna say, Aaeowyn, I know you can do this. I'm gonna give your advisor such good comments about your performance.
Whoa!
You are a true hero. And the magic within my words infuses him with a bunch of temporary hit points. Basically, at the start of every one of your turns, you're going to gain 3 hit points. It's equal to my charisma modifier, I believe, until the spell ends.
Which I believe it's a minute long.
It's a concentration for up to a minute, yeah.
That's like 10 rounds or 6 rounds, right?
That's 10
That's
It's 10
rounds,
rounds.
yeah.
And you're immune to being frightened, also. And as my bonus action, I'm also gonna say, Yarfik, you got this. Crush its skull, bro, and give you bardic inspiration die.
Cool.
So you can add that to any of your attack rolls, saving throws, or ability modifiers
Yeah, dude.
For up to...
For the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. That's my turn.
Cool.
Oh, he's going down.
Yarfik.
All right. I am going to basically... I have that where I'm going to get within fighting distance here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to golf club tee up and try to uppercut the wolf in the face.
Okay.
Nope. That is an 8.
Can you... I think you can add the inspiration.
I'm going to add the
Yeah.
inspiration to that. That is a 12.
That
Misses.
does not hit.
I
So
really...
you run up, inspired by the buoying words of your de facto leader, and you like croquet style, just like Alice in
just trying to
Wonderland.
show off.
Take your hammer and you swing. You go to swing up with it. And you go just a little bit short of where the wolf is, and your
What do
arm
you say
like
it? Because I'm a dwarf and my arms aren't long enough?
swings all the way around like in a Looney Tunes cartoon when they're running, and it's just that big circle. But you do not make contact.
And at that point, I'm going to... Yep, that's all I can do at this point because I can't cast a cantrip as a bonus action yet.
Next up is Olash.
Did that wolf not attack me?
It did not.
Okay, cool. So if I wanted to get my axe out of the tree, that would be all I could do?
You would still have movement.
Okay,
The other thing you could do is you could drop it and just like unarmed attack.
but I couldn't draw another weapon and attack?
Oh, you could draw another weapon if
Okay.
you have, yeah.
Draw your
Then I'm
tambourine.
gonna just bash it.
What's the damage on tambourine?
Well, she's proficient with it. So.
Slash it to death with your headshot.
Just paper cut the shit out of a wolf.
They're glossy, man. Those things
Well,
are.
those are all
will get you.
great
Cards.
ideas. I am
Are they?
gonna, I am gonna draw my hand axe, and
Ooh.
that
That hits.
Nice.
so 8.
Okay. So you just let go of your great axe. It's just stuck in that tree for right now. You draw your hand axe and slash down, and you cut a big gash down that wolf's side. And it seems like it's you probably cut a tendon or two that were important to its walking ability. So it's sort of it's looking pretty limpy right now on its left side. Aaeowyn.
Yeah. All right.
So you now have 4 hit points. Or,
Wonderful.
well, 3 of them are temporary, so they'll go away when the spell ends, but they're also are the first ones to disappear.
She'll be fine once we get out of this.
I like it. If I cast Burning Hands, it's in a 15-foot cone, so if I cast it over
that's
here,
gonna hurt.
that'll get them.
I mean, you could cast it in a way that the wolf is in like the side of the cone, so that it doesn't hit the other.
Will
two.
that affect the damage I deal in any way?
No.
Just warming up. I'm getting ready.
Should I do that? Okay, I cast Burning Hands. Because I'm all about fire today, guys. Okay. So I roll.
It's always a good idea when you're fighting in a forest.
Do you roll, or is it a saving throw?
Where would it say that? Save dexterity.
So
So just
it-
roll dexterity.
No, they
No.
roll.
So whoever you're attacking has to roll.
Oh,
dex.
so I don't have to roll at all.
Right.
You just have to
The
know
wolf
what
has to
your
try to
DC
dodge
is.
your cone of fire.
So the wolf rolled a 2,
Yeah, right.
Sick.
so you can go ahead and roll for damage.
So I do a 3d6 plus 1d6 slash SL.
Per spell level. So you're casting it at level 1.
Okay,
correct?
so
so it's
I-
just 3d6.
3d6. Okay. Cool. So 3d6 is worth of damage. 5. 1.
6.
5. 11.
Okay. So you, sort of last-ditch effort style, you speak your magic words.
Panartha.
That is now canon. You have to
That
remember
is-
that.
Burning hands spell.
That is Aaewyn's magic word, Panartha.
For that one spell. Other magic words to follow.
Boy, I sure hope that someday we find out the story behind that one.
I also hope you always say it like that hesitantly.
Yeah.
too.
Really just like not unaffected.
Well,
just-
he's trying to remember. He's like,
She.
thinking. She's thinking back to the lesson where she learned about burning hands. She's like, "What was the Nartha?"
So you dive into the well of knowledge that is within you, and you search for that word that you know means hot hands.
Hot hands, yeah.
And your hands glow bright orange, and then this torrent of arcane energy. This torrent of orange arcane energy pours out in this rough cone in front of you, completely engulfing the wolf. And when the energy sort of dissipates and dies down, there's just this charred wolf form in front of you. Yeah, he dead.
That was excellent.
So next up is the other wolf, who Olash you just took a chunk out of, and he's none too happy about it. And he rolled a 21.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm assuming hits. And that is...
Does your stunning, look kind of, different,
4 piercing damage.
4?
4 piercing damage, and you need to make a strength saving throw.
Alrighty.
I'm going to have to hustle back to the other side of the battlefield in a second.
Ooh, 9.
Okay, so here's what happens. You take that swipe at the wolf, and the wolf lunges at you, bites you, sort of gets you on the shoulder, and then its weight knocks you backward, and it now has you pinned to the ground. You are prone. Next up is Cassian.
Okay. Let me see here. Oh, you're prone. Okay.
To feats of awesome.
That wolf is just straight up teabagging you right now.
Okay. I'm going to head that way. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 towards that wolf.
Okay.
I am going to throw a dagger. I'm going to draw my dagger and throw it at that wolf.
Cool.
So 13 plus 5, so that's 18.
That hits.
Okay. So 6 damage.
Okay, so you, the wolf over here is felled by Aaewyn's awesome might.
Clap.
And at that moment, you turn to see what's going on elsewhere, and you see that Olash has been knocked to the ground. So you take off running. You take out one of your daggers, holding it just by the very tip of the blade. Real cool, Gangs of New York style.
Yeah.
And then you...
It's Cassian's favorite movie.
Yeah, of course.
Movies.
Yeah. And then just at the sort of at the end of your run, you throw it, and it just spins in the air and then lodges right in the side of the wolf's head.
Nice.
And the wolf sort of recoils from it for a second and then falls to the ground. Still on top of Olash, but is dead.
Sweet.
Ew, gross.
I'm gonna run over.
And we are out of combat.
Picking up my hand axe. I'm gonna go find it wherever it went.
Yeah, it landed just in the ground over there. So
I'm going to eat some potion.
Well, they didn't take potions. If you have potions, you can take one. You guys could also choose to take a rest. It's up to you.
Shall we?
I would say taking a breather is not a bad idea at this point.
I mean, I can make you back up to where you were, but that blows a spell for me.
For sure.
I could use a rest.
A rast?
Yeah.
You're already lying down. What are you doing?
We'll take a quick rest here in this bloody clearing, and then we'll continue with our search.
So you're gonna short rest?
Yeah, I think
so. Thank you for listening. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at IWVTcast, and you can check out the other great podcasts from Puma Knife at teampumaknife.com. If you liked what you heard, please consider giving us a review on iTunes or wherever you heard us. We'd greatly appreciate it. Also, tell a friend. Word of mouth is the best kind of word. Our theme music is Overworld by Kevin MacLeod. This episode also featured 8-Bit Dungeon Boss and Healing. You can check out all of his work at incompetech.com. Tune in next time as the Von Daemos Adventuring Syndicate continues their search for a missing halfling. We'll see you on the next episode of Improvised Weapons. This has been a Puma Knife production.